I was studying journalism the year that Madeleine McCann went missing.
Wow.
Because of that whole scandal, the industry will make you feel like you have to do madness.
You're on national television.
It was the most painful thing I've ever done. Never again. Stormzy used to get all of his fans to tweet me, and I'll never forget that.
So Eman, yeah, Remel was marginally late today, yeah. She said it was traffic, but you know what the real reason she was late?
Why?
I went outside and I saw her in the car park. She was doing a bay park in an empty car park for like 5 minutes. I don't know what was going on. I was watching you.
Don't do that.
It was an empty car. Listen, I know sometimes.
Yeah, I want to be in the line.
You know, she was getting selection headache in the car park. Too many bays. It's like, which is the best one?
You know what? Because I was also going to reverse back. And then I was like, nah, I actually prefer this spot. Like, what if I'm in the way? What if someone's in a rush? What if someone hits me? Even though they probably could still hit me. But yeah, I like to do it efficiently and make sure it's straight. But the worst thing is my wheel is still turned the wrong way. So it wasn't even a victory.
Is this how you be treating guests? Just...
Oh, I gotta tell him what I know.
I can't believe you was watching me, 'cause I even told you.
Can you imagine?
You were distracted.
Oh, yeah, I got distracted after. It's true. So I was watching her park and I came back in and then she called me and I missed her call. Can you imagine?
You just thinking about why was she struggling?
Yeah, fam, you know me.
Don't put it anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm a great driver.
Bad straight. Are you? No accidents, no clips, no nothing.
God forbid, I've never had an accident.
Okay, but have people had accidents because of your driving?
Never.
You know, like sometimes people are like, I'm a great driver. These times,
there's chaos behind you. It's looking like Final Destination behind you.
No way.
But you're getting away.
No claims, bonus, everything. I'm good.
Did you even watch all that no claims bonus and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you do your insurance,
No, insurance
they
is-
ask you.
Do you know what? I
Bad
haven't
expensive.
changed insurance in listen, yeah. So
fair.
you know, I let it roll over now. And I know, listen, you're looking at me crazy, but I searched for a new one, yeah, and it was quoting me like $1.2 per month.
Huh?
I just closed my browser. It's like I didn't want them to find me.
Why was it new?
I think, I don't know, because maybe there's like theft in the area
Oh,
of
so
cars.
your car. Tell them what you drive. You know, you have.
Maybe because it's a Land Rover, innit?
You know you can't. You know you can't. You're not allowed to get insurance. You have to roll over.
Yeah, I have to roll over.
You can't get insurance.
That's the car that you can't insure in London no more.
You can't insure in London no more.
Yeah, there was
You know
literally a TikTok going viral. You cannot. I looked at
it's
it
not
and I was
insurable.
like, what's the point?
Prices must plummet because of that. Of the car.
Bruv.
I'm getting shot of it.
Bare people are still buying it, but no. It's not. I know definitely. Beginning of this year, it was not insurable.
Yeah.
And that's not. And not just TikTok. It was on news. It was proper.
on the news?
It was actually on news.
Yeah,
It was proper like.
Because there's too many measures. Like one of my friends, I think they've taken his one at least twice, but I think 3 times.
Yeah.
How is it so easy to be stolen?
Because they do something where they amplify the key signal. So the key can be in your house and they amplify the key signal so it unlocks the door and they know how to start up the car before. So like, I always tell people that you just need to get deterrents. Like I've gone old school. I've got that big yellow wheel lock so you can see it.
Yeah.
And I know they can cut that off, but hopefully in their mind it's like, I'm just going to steal someone else's that hasn't got that.
Hasn't got this stuff. Yeah, but they can steal it. They done it to mine. They because you can get a laptop. A laptop will pick because your key now. It's keyless entry, right? So your car's letting off a signal, your key's letting off a signal. So as long as they come close enough to your house, they can get the signal. So really, your key should be in a box, one of them leaded boxes, so that the signal can't go
Friday
out.
box
It's
or
a
Friday
lot of
pouch
work,
or something.
but-
I can't lie, my car's bare old, so I have no idea about new cars, and I've only started looking for a new car, and I've already been put off. I'm like, I'll keep the banger.
No, I like this.
listen.
Why? No. This is important. Why?
Okay, I'm not gonna keep the banger.
No. Why have you? Why is cars never been your thing, or you just like? Is it like self-worth? Is it love that you just don't take value from it? What is it?
What you think? I need a really flashy car?
No, I'm just saying.
I want to understand why.
You're Remel London, like, you know what I mean? You're not anybody like.
I lie.
If-
Don't
if-
even let us get
Don't
started.
even let us get started where you've just flown from, where you've got like. People would assume you're driving Lambos or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Come on.
Do you know what? I always have loved cars, especially Audis. Yeah. So my next car, I want it to be a Q5.
Okay,
I
nice.
just love it.
Yeah.
But before then, it was unrealistic. I wanted an R8. It's unrealistic. What am I doing with an R8 or then the TT? Again, it's unrealistic. I just always thought these cars don't suit me at where I am in life. So I was like, okay, cool, get my little Astra. And I've been cool with my little black Astra. Like, it's fine. But at the same
Are
time...
you less compliant?
No.
It's not.
So I didn't...
Wahala.
So, wait. Yeah, I don't pay for it.
Okay.
Like, all I pay is and I hardly go into central London.
Okay, cool.
And like now that I've moved out of central London, because I used to live in Holloway, I don't pay for parking no more. So it's like it's an easy car right now.
Yeah, I hear you.
So it's like but now I'm starting to feel like, okay, I need to treat myself.
Yeah, I hear it.
I actually had this conversation with my accountant.
Oh, seriously?
He was like, feel free to get a car, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
You know, you have the cover with your accountant, it speaks to who you are, boy.
Yeah.
you know, when someone has to make a purchase, let me check with my accountant. My accountant thinks it's a good idea.
No, do you know what? I'm new. I'm still only like 2-3 years as a business.
Okay,
So it's still very confusing about what I can and can't do.
Yeah,
because I'm still looking at it like, why can't I spend my money freely? And he's like, nah, there's a few things we need to iron out before you can start, dividends. And I'm like, oh, it's long. But
I want to get into that actually because that's very, very interesting.
School me,
Now,
please.
But before we get into that, you mentioned TT. Certain man were driving TTs in uni. So can you tell us how you did it?
You see, TT.
who had the TT? You had the TT?
I had a TT in uni. I don't know. I don't know what it was relative to the year and whatnot.
Wait, what year did you go to uni?
I graduated 2013.
Yo, Audi TTs were
Come on. It was
very new
It
cars.
was Mega Man. It was Mega Man. His thing looked like Mega Man's.
Do you know what it is? But like Eman said, Eman asked the right question. At the time, I had a passion for cars.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I was like, I had like
saved for it.
saved for it, stayed behind at uni.
Wait, did you buy it or lease it?
Buy it.
Oh yeah, back then no one was leasing, innit?
Yeah. Back then, it was the young mentality.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
no.
you got car finance.
Yeah. People were laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, they love you. You got car finance. You're like 17, 18. Oh, you got car finance, 19.
Innit?
Yeah, let's say, what? You financed it, yeah? Oh, you financed it, man. Don't worry, you financed it.
Yeah, you didn't get no ratings. If you had a
Yeah.
finance, it was like, right, you're not really, it doesn't matter.
You
doesn't
didn't pay
count.
for it.
But
But
didn't pay for it. Doesn't
yeah.
count.
And
I can take any time.
literally.
One mispayment and it's gone. Like,
Yeah, that's
You know
what
what I
you
mean?
say. Like, they used to love that one. They used to love that one. Yeah, he's got R8, but one mispayment is gone.
Wait.
That was what they used to say to make themselves feel better.
good.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? To make themselves feel good. One mispayment. It's not really his though.
whereas now, what? Man have got their first job. They're on Zoopla and they're on Auto Trader. They're on the two.
Simultaneously.
PCP.
Split screen.
Like,
Split screen. PCP.
I'm ready to rent.
Mortgage.
I'm ready to PCP. Like, I'm like, wow. We're in it.
Literally, my accountant even had to break it down for me. He was like, yeah, you got the PCP options. I was like, let me write this down. Because I'm like, I'm not that way inclined, especially with like finances. And like, I either didn't save or did save. Like, that's my life.
Yeah.
Like, it's either I went years of being broke and then years of having savings. And then now I'm just in the middle.
Yeah. Have you ever had a time where you feel like you're just spending bare basically? Because I call that bug. I think I want to say like 2015.
It wasn't.
It took me a while to get rid of it.
It wasn't irrational. It was like, I just decided I want to have a bit of fun. So like 2019, but I did holidays.
Yeah.
So I just booked loads of holidays.
Yeah,
I think I
yeah.
went away like 6 times in 2019. And like before that, I'd never gone
Just
on
before
holiday like
pandemic.
that. Yeah. And that's why I'm
Timed
like,
it right.
Right.
I said,
You timed
thank
it right.
you, Lord, for 2019. Because I enjoyed, and that was my 30th birthday year.
Oh, okay,
so it
nice.
was very much like milestones. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I went to LA, I went to New York, I went to Barbados on a solo trip. Me and my partner went, or at the time we weren't even engaged. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend. Went to Budapest. And then there were little trips here and there. We were just like, let's just enjoy ourselves. So yeah, that year was my year of like, let me just put that. What, $1,000, yeah? Cool.
I hear it.
Yeah, it was one
I
of
hear
those
it.
years.
Sometimes it feels like everyone's taking money from you everywhere, anyway, whether it's fines,
Gonna lose it,
bills.
yeah.
It's like, bro, let me start spending a little bit on what I want to do.
real.
Because the money go anyway.
Yeah, for real.
But on that note, let's introduce our guest for today. We got Remel London in the building, broadcaster, radio host, TV presenter, everything. Remel, it's funny, yeah. I feel like I've known of Remel London for as long as I've like had internet.
Oh my gosh.
What I mean by that is that it feels like you've been doing your thing for so long.
Yeah.
That as long as I've known a black TV presenter, I've known Remel London or someone in radio.
From I've known Channel U,
Literally,
GRM,
that's what I'm talking about.
all of them like you've always been like if I thought of one person holding the mic presenting at any of our things that we watch on our phones or watch on our types of shows, our types of channels, is you.
Yeah, that was
So
me
you
for a long
started
time.
young.
Yes.
It was
When did you start?
straight out of uni. Like,
Seriously?
straight out of uni. I graduated 2010. And the joke is, I sent out like a show reel just before uni because I studied broadcast journalism.
Okay,
so it was
cool.
very much like you need to be getting yourself
Yeah.
work and jobs. So I was like, okay, cool, boom, I got a show reel. Let me send it out to people, and I sent it out to everyone, from like broadcasters to like online platforms. And then the only one that actually did respond was Rashid at Link Up TV.
Sick.
But that was like, the coincidence was it was a year later, so it's typical Rashid. He replied to me a year later. I just graduated, so it was like December, and he was like, are you free to film? And I was like, who is this? Like, he just saw it as, I saw your email in my inbox. I thought, let me holler. And yeah, straight off the bat out of uni, we started filming, doing interviews, and that was that.
That's
like
so
literally,
sick.
it was just normal things.
So this broadcast journalism thing, be like, sometimes, is the degree real? Like, does it actually make sense? Like, because people will just say, if you're talented, if you can do it, you can go on YouTube now. People are YouTube stars, people are presenting, people are doing stuff without no degrees, no qualification. Yeah. Would you say like it's worth getting an actual qualification in this space?
If you want to produce your own content, 100%, broadcast journalism is like the way. And it was a very like niche kind of like course.
Yeah.
Like, at uni, you know how people always cuss, like, you got the medics over there and you got the people just playing with cameras over there. Like, they literally like didn't rate us. But the purpose of the course is to end up doing like, BBC News, Sky News, or like, it's a very credited in the journalism world.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on TV,
Yeah.
or you're gonna be on radio.
Yeah.
And now, especially with podcasting, with like digital content, it's perfect because you learn how to be a producer, a researcher, a director. You can film your own stuff. You can edit your own stuff. So I learned everything that I needed to know to be what wasn't called a content creator back then, but now is. A content creator. So back then, I was like, this is long. But looking back at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was the best thing I could have ever done, because yes, you can be a presenter, anyone can jump on a mic, but I can actually take my own content, do whatever I want with it, build it, produce it, develop it, all that kind of stuff. So for me, like, it's hindsight, but it is like, thank God I did that.
Yeah, it made a difference.
Yeah, otherwise, I'd be winging it a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Like now I'm winging it with a little confidence.
Nice.
You know what? Sometimes I'll say that if you're not winging it, at least an element of it, then you waited just too long to be in that position. You need to be in uncomfortable positions, right? And uncomfort is the growth uncomfort, effectively. So what you're saying is absolutely right. But I mean, we're talking about graduating from university, linking up with Link Up TV and Rashid. Big up Rashid.
Yeah, big up Rashid every time.
Yeah, word.
You know what? I ain't seen
Big up
Rashid in time.
Posty.
It's a weird one because like me and Rashid were like best friends at one point, but then like when we distance and all that, when you move apart, like we weren't working together no more. So it's so weird. Whenever I see him, I'm like, this guy. Like, he's like that guy that you used to live down the road from.
Yeah.
And you were best friends at one point. Now it's just like, oh yeah, you cool.
Yeah.
I hope your mom's well, yeah. We never see each other, or if we do, we bump into each other. It's like long time, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but you know what it is? It's life as well. Like it's I always give reference to the fact that like one of my closest brethren for forever, he literally lives around the corner from me. He's got his family, I've got my family, and you would assume that we see each other all the time.
Yeah.
And we don't see each other that often at all. Like we play football every Tuesday now.
Fair.
So that helps in it. But that's one of the reasons why we see each other more.
But I also
basically.
believe people are in your life for a time and season.
Yeah,
and like
absolutely.
that season, like, we grinded together and we had a work ethic that was like unheard of. And like, people, a lot of the time people didn't understand our friendship because like he would give me opportunities. Like, it was his idea to do the Remel London show. Like I was like, why are you putting, like, we're on Link Up. Don't worry, you don't have to put my name. And he was like, nah, man, hold that. That's your show. You produce it. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, it's mine. So he was like, I know you're going to work hard because it's got your name on it. So I was like, fair enough. And like, eventually when I stopped presenting for Link Up, I actually started producing for them. Then again, we had a different like kind of friendship where it was like, he'd take me into meetings and he'd be like, yo, do that thing where you talk. Because I was always like, not to toot my own horn, but like I ask questions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I hear something and it doesn't sound right, I'm like, bro, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I became kind of like a confidant in that sense, in terms of like how we could move the business forward, like production wise or collab wise and stuff. So
But I always talk about like them times, like obviously for you to be who you are today, you needed those times.
Yeah.
But like, were you actually making much money at that time, or was it more the experience is now turned into the money, or did the money did it even cross your mind? What are you like? You're coming out of uni, you're getting these opportunities.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about like? Because now I feel like young people are like, listen, like, they don't want to do work experience if they're not getting paid. Like we used to run to do work experience, like 2 weeks not at school. Like these men are like, if I'm not getting paid, I don't want to do internship. I don't want to do work. I don't want to do. Do you feel like that experience is the currency that now you're able to make real money off?
Yeah, and I also, not in a rude way, but I judge people by how much do you want it as well. So, because I knew I was doing things for free for a long time. Some of it I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Like some of it was like I was being exploited as a young person.
Yeah.
But now I always say to young people, if you're gonna work with me, listen, I can pay your travel expenses,
Yeah.
or I can't pay you. Like straight off the bat, I'm like, listen, we ain't got budget.
Yeah.
Do you want to work on this project or not? And then it's like, if I can pay you, then I'll always pay. But it's like, I'm going to be very transparent from the start. Do you want to work on this? Do you want to help with this? And then they'll be like, no, I'm down regardless. I'm like, whoop, next time I'm paying you. Because I kind of see it as like loyalty now. Like you're part of the camp. Like moving forward, I'm always going to make sure I'm going to recommend you for stuff. And like, that's the thing, like, I always remember the people that supported me and that I can support them back. So but just to answer your question, I was broke for a long time. And I did unpaid, like presenting, hosting, everything for a long time.
How many years would you say?
I probably didn't start getting paid properly for presenting, producing until like 2017.
Okay.
And I graduated 2010.
Okay, so 7 years. So that gives content to people that are listening to show that sometimes it does take that long effectively.
Yeah.
That's how long you have to work on your craft basically. So it's
I
not
was
even
doing part-time work,
of course,
at the same time. Like, you know, you had your retail, and then there was the odd occasion where, like, for example, I worked at Capital Radio on the breakfast show for 2 years and I got paid for that. So, but again, that was like ridiculous times, but like 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. And then the rest of your day is yours. So like, you know, that's when I was doing the stuff with Link Up and presenting or like hosting in the evening. But those times I was tired because I was working on a breakfast show. So, but I was getting paid and working in a sick environment. So it's like catch-22. You got to figure out like what makes sense. Like what can I actually do for free? What can't I do for free? And like, what do I want to do? So yeah.
It's crazy. I remember calling Brixton's and saying like how my fame is not reflecting in my bank account. Like, so it took a while for it to catch up. Like, so there was a point where people were like, Eman, you're everywhere. I see you on every flyer. You're at every event. But a lot of these events are free. I'm not even travel. I'm taking losses. I'm even paying the camera person and I'm not getting paid. So I'm paying man £150, £200 to come and film me at an event to create content. And these are not even paying me. But they're saying, wow, you're on this, you're doing that. And it's like, you're everywhere, you're working with these brands. Sometimes you be shot these brands, multi-million-pound brands, like, bruv, these men are telling you, let's take a 2 bills. Like,
like, really?
Oh, we ain't got budget.
Like, we ain't got budget.
But then
like,
when you know that the ticket prices are
Come
mad,
on.
that's the ones where I'm like, no. Your ticket prices are very, very high and extortionate for your guests. So why am I not getting anything? That's when you're like,
especially when you're the one bringing the audience.
right? Let's do the maths.
You're the one bringing the audience.
and then like you do the TV now and you think, okay, you're on TV. And people are like, oh, you're on national TV. If people understand that this TV does not pay.
Doesn't. TV is the shop window.
Windows.
That's all it is.
That's
all it is.
phones, people can see you.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're on like a This Morning or you're on one, unless you got like a central contract with a channel, like when you watch a channel and you see someone, you're like, bro, weren't you just on that last show? Like an hour ago. Like those people that are on multiple different shows on the same channel, they're eating. But if you're just featuring on a show, like, but that's gonna open opportunities for other things. Do you know what I mean? And so sometimes it's that, okay, you're putting in the work, but it takes a while before, you know, it can bear fruit. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So you can't, as much as yes, money, like, because obviously we talk about finance and whatever, as much as money and that, it takes time to actually make money and make money, enough money for you to be able to leave your 9 to 5, like what we've been able to do and do it full time.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So let's talk VMAs, man.
Come on.
Oh my gosh.
We ain't gonna waste no time. Let's talk VMAs because we've heard about the 7 years graft and coming out of university and having to work for free. But let's talk about the fruits of the labor.
Come on.
I'm going to leave it to you. Tell us about it.
Oh, do you know what?
How did it come about?
In all honesty, yeah, it's God. I can't lie
Amen.
to you, it's God right now, because I actually left Capital Extra on the 2nd of September. That was my last show. And then on the 4th of September, I get a call from my agent saying, Lad Bible want you to go to the MTV VMAs with them. And I was like,
Wow.
like, it's one of those things where it's like a day that could have potentially been, like, or a week that could have potentially been very uncomfortable and awkward.
Yeah.
Because those are people who are like, rah, what, you left Capital Extra, what next? And I'm like, guys, just... And the joke is, there was nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
right. I'm like, yeah, things are coming. And I'm like, right, there's, like, I actually don't know what's next.
Yeah.
And then to have that as the next.
It's crazy.
And even my agent, like, you know, she's a God-fearing woman as well. She was like, listen, look at that. She was like, look at God. And I was like, yeah, man, like, it makes sense. So, and it's funny again, because I did an event with Lad Bible. It was actually through Mo Gilligan, so we have the same agent.
Okay.
And it was a private event, like no TV, no online, no nothing. Just a private, like, I guess, what do they call it? It was like their internal summit.
Yeah.
So they get all the big wigs, the CEOs, we schmooze, they give them dinner, drink, get them drunk, and then light entertainment. We have Mo Gilligan, in-depth conversation with Remel London. That's what it was. You know what I mean? It's just a low-key thing, but all the Lad Bible execs were there.
Yeah.
So obviously they wanted Mo, but they now meet me because Mo's requested me to do the interview with him.
That's sick. I love that.
Man.
See what I'm saying?
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
nice.
He's a good guy still.
Always puts me forward for everything.
I big up Mo.
Yeah,
Mo,
Mo,
yeah. Big
Mo
up Mo.
Gilligan is for the people.
Yeah,
Nah,
for the
facts.
people. I tell him every time I see him.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So he asked me to do the in-depth conversation with him in front of all Lad Bible. So from then they're like, nah, whatever comes up, we got you. Bear in mind, this was in March. So I'm like, it was just a booking. Innit?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'll pull up.
Yeah. Whatever you lot got, let me know. Innit?
Yeah.
And then, September, 2 days after, like, last ever show, crying and all sorts, like, they asked me. So it was literally as simple as that. MTV VMAs, like, obviously they wanted to do big things, and, like, it's not very common for them to fly out press from the UK to go to New York.
Of course. It's not.
Because, like, they have their own press out.
Yeah.
Of course.
But MTV and Paramount, Viacom and Paramount, who oversee it, they were like, no, we need to actually get more UK press at these places.
Yeah.
So MTV spoke to Lad Bible. Lad Bible said, of course we'll come. But Lad Bible were like, we need a presenter. So then they said, they invited me. So that's how it ended up going. And
And
it was
Lad
like,
Bible's massive as well.
oh my gosh. And that's the thing. The joke is, for Lad Bible, it was huge for them too.
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm a part of something that's a big deal to them.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we don't go to, like, you know, Lad Bible's known for, like, street content.
Yeah.
So even for them, they're like, we're going VMAs. So for everyone, it was a big deal. And, like,
Sick.
but we were working hard.
Yeah.
Like, when I say, so obviously the thank God, because the producer, she was just on point. She already planned all the questions, especially because it was last minute.
Yeah.
Like, and I had, like, other jobs that I was doing last week before we flew out. So it was tight. And she was like, yeah, here's the plan. Send me a whole spreadsheet of all the kind of questions you want to ask. I was like, yes, I don't even have to research.
Yeah. Oh, bro,
like,
that's that one.
That one
It's
is
man
beautiful.
hard.
Yeah,
Because we always have to research, right? Yeah.
So when you have a producer research
really do.
for you,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a dream right here. So we get there, but then we get in the press room, and literally there was like 100 other companies.
Wow.
Like, we were like, yo, we got to fight for our lives to get into.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Usually, if you have a, like, you know, you do red carpet, the PR will come along.
Yeah.
Speak to this person. Oh, this is Lad Bible.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
We've got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
None of that. It was,
roll your sleeves
Shakira,
out.
can I talk to you for a minute? Come on, lad. Like, I literally was like, who am I? I've never done red carpet where you're shouting at celebs to get their attention.
Wow.
But for some reason, we shouted loud and we got decent interviews. So we got Shakira, we got Timberland, we got like, you know, in the pop world, like Jared Leto, like he's like massive, got like 11 million like followers. We got Sam Ryder, who won Eurovision. Everyone loves him. He recognized that Bible, so he gave us loads of time.
Sick.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
P Diddy's son chatted to us as well. But one thing we did notice, which was really irritating, is the layout of the press room was, and again, these are new things that I'm even experiencing.
Yeah.
Your position on that red carpet,
It
very
matters.
important.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we clocked, we're at the back. And basically,
They
a
done
lot
bare.
of the celebs.
I'm tired by the time they
Yeah,
get to
they done
but
bare
some of
already.
them, no, do you know the joke? Some of them didn't even come to the press room. They got their photos and ducked.
Yeah.
Because out in the distance, I could hear Cardi, over here. I was like, oh, Cardi's coming in. I was like, oh, Cardi's coming in next. Did I see Cardi?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you could tell. And I think it's also from the fact that the room was buzzing so much. Like, we were like, yo, we just have to do what we can.
Yeah.
But like, Lad Bible were really happy with what I did. So that was
Sick.
really an amazing
Yeah.
opportunity. And like, so fingers crossed we do more. Because like, that's the thing, I'm freelance.
Yeah.
And it's like, as and when, and I'm sure they have other presenters that they rely on as well. Because they
Yeah.
were telling me that they do premieres and they took like one of the Love Islanders to Barbie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do you know what? In the grand scheme of things, they didn't have to take me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, they could have taken someone with a higher profile, more
they worked with
followers.
before.
Yeah, someone they worked with before.
Yeah.
So they took a shot on me and like, they were happy, I was happy. And like, they gave me all the content as well. I was like, right. I was like, I can post this. They were like, yeah, just tag us, it's cool. I'm like, oh.
Sick.
So that's going on my YouTube. But
I hear you, but you are Remel London. That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all you need to remember. It's true,
you are like in the culture.
Yeah.
And this is one thing I always tell people. Like right now, we are the culture. Like
Yeah.
as black people, we are the culture. Like I was telling Rick, so I was on a call with Channel 4 and they'll talk about anything black culture. Pitch it to us. That's how we're selling right now.
Yeah.
Like I was watching a video the other day. Go to Manchester, they sound like they're from London. Like we has spread like in regards to like the slang that they use and so forth is very much London centric and very much based in black culture.
Yeah.
And so like when you think about black culture and you are the face of black culture because in regards to like interviewing, like
Yeah, okay,
when we think
yeah,
about
yeah.
the most iconic interviews
Yeah.
in the hood, like
Yeah.
the ones that we watch online, like you said on Link Up and these types, you were there, you were involved, you were asking the questions, and on a red carpet where the types of people we respect would have walked down, they all would have known who you were.
Yeah.
They
it's
all would have stopped.
Do you know what's funny? Rema, of all people,
Come on.
I said, hey, Rema, can I speak to you? He came over and he was like, I know you. I was like, it spun me because I was like, no, bro, I don't know. Like, I was like, yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
But then it had to take a minute to be like, bro, why does he know me? And again, I used to do loads of Afrobeat stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I forgot about
Yeah,
the kind of
yeah,
things
yeah.
I did. Like,
Yeah.
so for him, he's probably like, I remember seeing you. Like, God knows where he saw me.
Yeah.
But like, he remembered me from that part of my life.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I doubt it's anything recent that I've done. Do you know
But
what I mean?
they consume a lot of UK content anyway.
Yeah,
so,
true.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like, you know, and then even the Lad Bible people, they were gassed because like,
Oh, that's sick.
no,
Because he won an award.
when I say we cheered,
Yeah, that's not an award. We got it. You got to piece it together. But I remember you. I want to know. I know you. Next thing you know, the award comes out. You got to piece it.
because he won a big award with Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
That's
So
that.
we were
That
like,
speech was sick still.
we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
like, oh my God, we got Rema. We interviewed him
Yeah.
sick. And he knew who I was. Amazing. Like,
Yeah.
job done. Like,
Jump down.
So it's so big. There are just people like in the culture that, for me, growing up, like especially as you know, we transition Channel U and then telephones and YouTube and so forth. Like as you've gone, there were just certain people that you just remember along the way, and you're definitely one of them. Like,
Yeah.
how does that make you feel? Like in regards to like your progress, as in like there's a whole culture, like you said, like people like Rema, people that maybe he's big now, but 2, 3, 4 years ago, we might not even know who he was. Do you know what I mean?
fair.
And when he's coming up, he's watching the things that have gone before, and you're a part of that.
Yeah.
How does that feel now when you see people that have grown up watching you, and you're now interviewing them? Or
it's funny. Okay, so one of my, I guess the thing I always laugh about is older black guys, like probably like 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're a good dude still, you know. And it's like, they're like, I love what you do. And I'm like, who are you?
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah, yeah.
and sometimes it's like the proper like mad road guys.
Yeah.
Like, I used to get people say, I used to watch you in jail. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, right. Good to see you too. But like at one point I was like, I used to hate it, but now I find it so, I don't know what the word is now, but like people used to call me a hood star.
yeah, of course.
And I was like, at the time I hated it. But at the same time, I love the fact that we had hood stars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
I really appreciate now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, do you know what? We didn't see many black people on TV.
Yeah.
So at least we had our own thing.
That's the only thing we had.
That's what we had.
Yeah, that's
so
what we
now
had.
now I sit back and I'm like, do you know what? I'm so glad I was a part of that.
Yeah.
And like you said, like going back to like, I remember when Stormzy first started going viral.
Yeah.
And like, And he probably hates that I reference this. But like there was a point where, because obviously I was Link Up and people always used to message me to get on Link Up. They didn't understand how it worked. But like Stormzy used to get all of his fans to tweet me to tell Rashid to get him on Link Up. Yeah. And I'll never forget that because I remember being like, who is this kid? Yeah. And obviously there's a little age gap. So I'm like, who's this younger just messaging me, spamming me? And then when he finally did get on Link Up, it wasn't actually because of me. It was because obviously the boys were on it. Yeah. But like, and then I referenced it at the MOBO Awards and I was like, I remember when you tweeted me. He was like, oh, don't say that. Like, no, I'm so proud of you because you really was doing the right thing. And that's the bit that I was like, and that was like, what, 2015 when he won the MOBO. And like when he was tweeting me, it was probably like 2012. Yeah. So I'm like, I've seen you from then to a MOBO and now look at him now. So like, you know, that's the thing. Like we're not like, I wouldn't say like we're like friends, but like whenever we see each other, it's love. Because it's just like, hey Storms. He's like, hey, you're right, Remel. Like it's like, we know the journey that we both had. And it's like that with a lot of artists. Like, you know, with Tiny Tempo, and I still, if I bump into him, even Tinchy Strider called me the other day because he was just like, I heard you left Capital Hetshaw. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing what you do next. And I'm like, bro, why you... Okay. And he was like, yeah, I'm just on the school run. And I'm like, I'm like Tinchy Strider, the father and husband, is calling me. Back in the day, that was weird. Yeah. But now it's like, nah, that's my bro. Like, to genuinely check, like, you know, I hope you're good. Like, good luck. And I'm like, right, you didn't have to call me. Most people tweet.
No.
Most people DM.
But do you realise that you did it so professionally? Like that was one of the things that we were so proud of because a lot of the time, obviously a lot of the stuff on YouTube and on these types of channels, it's brand new. So we're giving people bare grace. Yeah. Even let's be honest, some of our early rappers are like, oh, it's all right. You just, like, it's all right. It's early.
It's early.
But
just started.
It's all right. But you, like, we could watch BBC, we could watch these channels and then watch it. And the way you would present, there'd be no drop off.
It's that degree.
Like,
it's that degree.
No, but is it?
So I went in. Well, no, I went into the degree thinking I'm going to be Trevor McDonald. And I came out of the degree being like, rah, I am not Trevor McDonald standards. And also, I always say this, like, I was studying journalism the year that Madeleine McCann went missing.
Wow.
And I'm like, is this what news is? Like, to me, I was like, that's dark. Yeah. Like, I was like, I never want to be the person doing breaking news for a little girl that's gone missing or died. And all that. Like, for me, that whole journalism degree taught me hard news is not for me. And then I came out being like, right, I want to be the fun entertainer, but I have a degree. And that's the thing. I wrote down broadcast journalism degree everywhere. Like I really wanted to let people know I'm not new to this. Like I studied. Yeah. And also I've always had this feeling of not in no shade, but like a lot of the females that were on the platforms or whatever, they were very sexualized and and or even if they weren't sexualized, they were very like alternative and like that's back when like Vice would send like, you know, a posh white girl to like Jamaica, Kingston, and it's like typical. That's back when they were trying to do quirky things, and I was just like, yo, I'm just a black girl that loves people. Like that's literally all I wanted. And I was like, I'm not like, you know, I don't want to swear, I don't want to cuss, and I don't want to be ratchet, and I don't want to be
literally.
I don't want to be hood. I'm not hood. Like I am just a black girl that loves, or not even just. I'm just a woman that loves entertainment. I want to meet people in the entertainment industry, but I was intentional about how I dressed, how I looked. Like the joke is, for time I didn't wear makeup, and like I started getting dragged in the comments like, right, is this girl even trying? And I was like, oh. And I literally had to have a moment where I was like, okay, maybe I should like try and like dress up a little bit and like do my hair, and because I was so like, I'm just gonna be me. And me was very like unbothered. But then I realized, actually, you know what? If I really do want to go far in the industry, I need to kind of have my glam moments. So especially when I started like hosting events, on screen I'd always be like cash, but for hosting events, I had my shiny ball gowns and all that. So that's why I was like, you're gonna see the show, girl. So I was very much like, I have personalities for whatever I'm working on. So I learned along the way that you can be as Beyonce has Sasha Fierce, you can have your glam and then you can have your like down to earth girl next door, whatever the black version of that is. But
I always felt like whenever like these celebs, especially like guys, they always respected you. They were never inappropriate with you.
Yeah,
like,
no funny jokes.
No silly
no silly jokes.
Like especially if man's drank a little something before they got here, whatever. What they would always make sure, let me fix up, like, and talk, and it's not like you came across aggressive or anything. It was just there's just a respect that you always had.
You know, when I finished the interview, they just do this for no reason. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like, what's with you? It's true.
No. They just want to do the respect thing.
Like, just so you know, like, yes, queen, like, these times, and they go to the next one, they're talking nonsense.
I don't know what happened, but like, I really formed genuine friendships with a lot of the artists, and like, I think for some reason there was this little sister vibe. Like, Wretch became like my brother, like Get's brother. Like, there's so many people in it. Like I said, Tinchy like has my number and will call me. Same with Gigs. Like, I'll never forget. Like, I can't remember. I didn't know Gigs knew who I was, and something happened. We was at an event. I think it was his event, and I went over and was like, sick show, and he was like, "No, you're that Remel girl, innit?" And I was like, He was like, "No, you're amazing. Like, you know, I really want to support you. Anything you need, take my number." Like, I was like, what is going on here? And he was like, "No, I believe in you. I want to see you do your best." And da. And again, it was nothing sexual, nothing like that. He's like, "Take my number. Anything you need, holla."
Sick.
And I was like, "Yo, I got Giggs' number." Like,
come on.
like, but it was like, if I needed something or if he needed something. Because in the end, like, you know, he would be like, "Oh, I need a presenter for this. Can you do that? Or can you do that? Can you recommend this?" Like, stuff like that.
I was going to ask, what year was this?
So that was probably, I would say that would be 2013, 2014.
Because another year of Gigs. When he said anything you need, it can mean different.
So it weren't Drake era. It was before that. So it was
how far before Drake though?
Oh yeah, that was way before.
Was he still in Peckham?
Probably, yeah. That was like, because we used to do a radio show called the Tuesday Night Link Up, and that was 2013, 2014, and we had Gigs on, and that was a big deal.
Massive deal.
So it was the album where he was like first commercial. Like, it was like,
Walk in the Park?
Walk in the Park.
Was it Walk in the Park? Yeah,
Just Walk in the Park. That's crazy.
It's the one that had like, Anthony Hamilton on.
What tune was that again?
No.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. He had Anthony Hamilton on the track, and I was like, "Yo, this is like, you're doing R&B." Like,
that's mad.
do you know what I'm saying? So it was around that time. So I feel like that was 2013, 2014. So way before Drake, way before like, you know, international and all that kind of stuff. And so since then, he's always been like, "Yeah, man, whatever." Like, if he had like a listening party or whatever, he's like, "Make sure you come down, you know, talk about it on your little show." Like, you know, his proper uncle, like, make sure you plug the thing. I'm like, "Oh, bro, can I come through with my friend?" "Yeah, bring your friend, man, come on." Like, Gigs to me is like the big brother, like proper, like, or like your big cousin. Like, "Oh, my cousin said I could come to his party." Like, that's what Gigs is to me. He's that one you respect, and like,
But do you feel like in like this day and age where like everything is hypersexualized and everyone has to have an angle and so forth, do you feel like the you that you were then could still come out now? Like, if there's a young person right now thinking, "I want to be like Remel," can she do that without having to have an edge or have to do certain things?
100%.
Yeah.
And I literally, and again, not in a biased way, I look for young women like that to work with me.
I love that.
Because I'm like, in all honesty, I know what it's like to feel like, "Oh, I'm not sexy enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not that." And I'm like, no, you're talented.
Yes.
You're beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not about sexy, it's like, you're stunning.
Yeah.
Come, be on my platform.
Yeah.
All the young women that I work with are usually black, are usually like, not even educated. Like, some of them, one girl, like, I absolutely love her to bits, Nyana Mena. She's doing an apprenticeship with the BBC, and I'm so proud of her because like she's reminds me of myself in the sense of like, she's like, "I'm gonna get my BBC apprenticeship like qualifications." But then she's like, you know, filming at Notting Hill Carnival, or like filming at like the J Huss like listening party, not with me, but like with other platforms. She's doing exactly what I did in the sense of like, she's putting herself out there, getting her qualifications, doing the fun thing she wants to do as well. Works with me, filming for the mainstream. So it's like, and there's a few more girls that I've been adding along the way that I'm like, "Oh, come on, you can present for my thing and or I'm going to recommend you, which I do a lot. I recommend people.
Yeah.
If I can't do something, I'm like, actually, this girl's sick. You should use her instead. So, yeah, I try and the ones that I feel like, and again, no shade, but the ones that are doing it with good hearts and intention and they really just want to be in the industry and they're not just trying to chase fame.
Yeah.
They're the ones that I'm like, I'm fully rooting for you. Because fair enough, if you want to chase fame, go for it.
Yeah.
If you want to be the sexy little cute one on the camera, go for it.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. But I know you've made a decision to do that.
Yeah.
Go do you.
Yeah.
It's funny because intentionally or unintentionally, you've highlighted a lot of things that we've been speaking about. One of the main things is that, I guess, when we were speaking about who the decision makers are, it's like, as Eman was saying, we could have told you about Remel London time ago. Yeah. Could have told you about Mo Gilligan time ago. We could have told you about ZZ Mills time ago, basically, because we understand the culture, basically. And now the people that they are selecting are the people that fit into Eman's category, which is like the industry, not us, but the industries will recognize you and give you a chance if you're hypersexualized or if you're doing something quirky or if you're doing something completely abstract. So those people that you're talking about are actually relying on you. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that's why we're always talking about it's so important to, when you get to that stage, open the doors for those that are coming behind you. So it's so refreshing to hear that you're doing exactly that, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I don't discriminate or like, again, I'm not trying to be biased to like, just the innocent girls, because girl, be ratchet if you want. That's your business, isn't it? Like, that's your business.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I know there are girls that are just like super want to be, you know, if they have an image in their mind, I'm like, don't feel like you have to change.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be like, you know, the born again Christian girl that just does a bit of entertainment on the side, go for it. You don't have to now be like over sexualized.
Yeah.
Do it your way and just feel comfortable in your own skin, because the industry will make you feel like you have to do madness. And like I've had girls in the past that have said, oh, I went somewhere such and such, and they were talking about like, yeah, if you do this for me, I'll get you a job here, here, and there. And I'm like, yo, you know when you don't believe it's real.
Yeah.
And like the things I've heard, I'm like, that actually happened. I'm like, no, come sit down with me.
For only happening in Hollywood, but it's actually happening.
No,
like,
it's local.
Crazy.
Like it's very
crazy.
local, and it's like, I've literally had talks with girls and I'm like, you know, you don't have to do that, right? Like, you know, I've never
Crazy, isn't it?
I have to say, you know, I've never done it. And you know, she's never done that. You know, she might have, but like,
exactly,
like that's the real, like
Yeah.
they think everyone must have done it to get in.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Like back in the day with the whole link up thing, it was just me, one girl with a bag of guys. And I kept it 100. I don't like none of these guys like that, you know. These are my brothers.
Yeah.
Don't ever get it twisted. And that's the thing. People would think like, bro, what, you lot doing a thing? No. Like, because that's not how I am. And I think as well, I was very apparent, like, I don't date. Like back then I'm like, I don't date. I'm not out here.
Yeah.
I don't have a man. I'm not trying to hook up with no guy in the industry. Like I was very like, I'm about this job. Yeah. And I think that's what people got very quickly. Like she's like, oh, she hasn't been spotted with no one. No. I'm with my girls or I'm with the guys filming. Like we've got a camera in our hand.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing like that. So, and that's the thing, you wouldn't see me out socially.
Yeah.
I was always working. So I feel like I had to put that out there to be like, don't ever think I'm one of whoever that person, it might even be guys. Some guys are out here doing madness too. Yeah. Like, don't think I'm getting in the industry by any means necessary. That is never the case. Like, it is my way, moral values at heart. I'm a Christian. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
God can see it all.
Nah, absolutely.
And where did that come from for you? Like those morals, was that learned at home? Was that learned due to your friendship groups? Because obviously I think a lot of people would say, like, you know, do you have to become kind of selfish? Like that focus, did you have to become? So when maybe friends would say, let's go to this party or let's do this, you're like, no, I'm focused on this job. And do you feel like those sacrifices are worth it? Because sometimes I feel like I speak to young people like, I want to be like you. I'm like, well, you need to give up all this. And they're like, I don't want to do like what would you say?
So it definitely starts from home.
Yeah.
I've always had a fear of embarrassing my family. Like that fear lives rent free in my head. Like, it's always what would my mum say, what would my auntie say, like what my grandparents say. Like, that's a real, I don't know where that came from, but it's like, do not embarrass them.
Yeah.
So that was always that. My friends are very much like me. Like, they don't like passa. We're not the beefing kind.
Yeah.
Like, we were the group of black girls at school that were just always laughing and loud.
Yeah.
Never got in trouble. The
Yeah.
teachers wanted to chat to us. Girls, what's going on? What are you up to?
Yeah.
Like, we were never like, you know, obviously some girls had like boyfriends and stuff. I never had a boyfriend during school or anything like that. I was very much like, I'm just here for a good time.
Yeah.
Like, I was just the friend. And then when it got to the industry part, I don't go to bait things. Like, I don't go to... I usually go to things to support people. So like when Mo Gilligan has an event, I'm there because I'm supporting. Like, I'm your mate because we always have each other's back.
Yeah.
Or I go to house raves. I love house music.
Yeah.
And house raves aren't that bait.
Yeah. No.
So it's
Yeah.
like, you don't really see that, even though it's changing a little bit. Like, I'm a piano. Everyone's on,
Yeah,
I'm a piano.
Piano.
piano. Everyone's outside. But like, I'm like old school house. So, you know, the only people I'd see is like Getz, because he's a proper house head.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be like, we did it. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I go to places that are for my people, my vibe.
Yeah.
Don't get involved in passa. And I have my life.
Yeah.
And then I have my presenter life, and then that's it. Really, I'm not really trying to change for no one.
Yeah.
Just do me or
Yeah.
Let's talk about your presenter life. Then we'll talk about your life.
okay.
Yeah. So your presenter life. At the beginning, you said that you started your business. 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that transition, because I guess you were kind of, even though you had a job at like radio and stuff like that, it is still kind of like entrepreneur lifestyle. But I guess you've gone fully launching your own business. What does that look like for you?
So it was by force. I don't know if people are. Is it IR 35?
Yes.
Yeah. So because of that whole scandal with like self-employed people earning too much or whatever, Global, the company that owns Capital Extra, requested that everyone that was self-employed becomes a business.
Okay, cool.
Because they didn't want to be accused of like overpaying, underpaying or whatever. So I'd been self-employed since 2014. So I'd always done my own like taxes and that kind of stuff. I've always had an accountant, but it was very easy for me to just do like self-employed
Sole
stuff.
trader, basically.
Yeah, sole trader. Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot the word even. It was very easy for me to be a sole trader. I had it on tap.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, you need to become a business. And I was like, what? What does that even mean? How do I get paid?
Yeah.
So I literally speak to my accountant all the time because I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
How can I get my money? Like,
It's probably like that.
It's gone
Yeah.
crazy, innit?
like,
Like,
what can I spend? And he literally, like, the whole company in general, but one of the like, you know, the seniors, owners of the accounting company, he's like, okay, Remel, let's talk you through it. And I'm like, so can I spend that? And he was like, yes, you can spend your money. But I'm like, oh no, but should I save it? So now I've just got like all these different pots. And do you know what? What threw me off as well was my wedding. So I had to like withdraw loads of money for the wedding. And I had savings, but then I started using some of the business stuff, and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna roll over to next year." So I'm still confused. Like because there was like big dividends coming out, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen?"
Yeah.
But fortunately, I had loads of savings previously.
Yeah.
So that was fine.
Yeah.
And there's only a few thousands that had to be used for the wedding, but yeah, I'm still trying to navigate the financial side, but business side, I've always been very organized.
Yeah.
You know, invoices, getting money.
Key.
Yeah, having agents helps as well. Like my agents look after anything TV hosting.
Yeah.
I have another agent for voiceovers, so I rarely have to do invoices myself anymore. It's just more like making sure that my accounting is in order.
So there's quite a bit that you do there. TV, radio, hosting, voiceover.
Yeah.
You've got the mainstream as well. Is that as a separate company? Or is that all under
No,
the
so
same
it's
umbrella?
still under the umbrella because just at this point it's just still easier.
Yeah.
And it all comes under the same thing because I'm basically registered as like a production company because I create and produce, and anything you hire me for is a service.
Yeah.
So that's the easiest way to do it. And so everything that I do with the mainstream is the same. I'm producing a podcast. I'm running my own live events.
Yeah.
So it made sense to just like let it all be the same.
Yeah.
But I had to just figure out like, how do you launch your own Anything.
Yeah, it's really like that. Do you feel like the whole running a limited company thing, it makes you spend less because it's kind of like can I touch this money?
Literally.
It's like I feel like I only spend when it's a business expense. That's the only time. That's what I was saying earlier. That's why I bought the phone. Like that's what I was like, it feels like that's the only money I can spend. It's a business expense. So once it ticks the business expense box, I'm buying it more time.
No lie, everything is like business expense now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like, I guess I can't buy myself something. Like, I better have a good reason for the business. Because,
honestly.
It's easier to understand when it's in a business expense. But then I have my own account where I, put stuff in and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But even that, I'm now super cautious of my own money because I'm just like, oh, don't spend too much because you're gonna run out. And I'm like, a few years ago, I didn't run out because money was always coming in. But now I'm like, I pay myself a salary, and that's weird because I went my whole life not having a salary, and now I'm on a salary, but it's my own money, and I'm like, this is too much.
I know it sounds mad when you say it, but when you think about it, you're self-employed.
Yeah.
Like, you pay yourself a salary.
Literally, it's horrible.
As opposed to before, when you're employed, someone's already taking care of the tax. Once you got that money, HMRC's not coming for you.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like,
Bruh.
and then now when you want to do adult things like, I want to get a mortgage, or can I get a business loan, or can I do, all of a sudden they want to look at your accounts. And how many years have you been trading? And it's like, I never had these questions before when I was employed. Money come in, everything is good.
Facts.
It's like, now there's so many questions and so forth. But
I'm purposely, I have no interest in buying a house right now because I'm just like, that's long.
Yeah.
Like before, funnily enough, when I was a sole trader, I was saving for a house. Now I'm like, that's not even an option. What? No, you're gonna look at my account.
You're gonna start unpicking it. Yeah, the self-employed thing's madness still.
It's long. Like I don't. Do you know what? But I had enough records to have a house.
Yeah.
But literally, I wanted to buy a house the year 2020. And then the pandemic, I was like, oh, never mind. And then I got engaged, and then I was like, oh, I guess that money's for a wedding then. So literally, my whole plan, it was very much, I had a very individual way of seeing things.
Yeah.
And then when my husband was like, oh, let's get married, I was like, oh, 2 of us? I didn't account for this. But now it's like, we have our own joint account, but then we have, so that's the thing. I have a joint account with him, my normal personal account, business account, credit card. I'm like, it's too much. Whoever wants money, just take it. I can't take care.
So I take it you believe in joint accounts for married couples, yeah?
No.
You don't?
Our joint account is for luxury.
What does that mean?
So if we want to go on holiday, we both put money in to save for the holiday.
Okay.
And then we go on holiday.
And that's the only joint account?
Yeah.
And you don't believe in any other joint accounts? Or you're just easy?
It's not that I don't believe in it. It's just that I feel like, it's funny, I had this conversation with my grandma literally yesterday. It was
Damn, we're having it here.
so random.
Either we're older or grandma's vibes.
grandma's vibes.
Grandma's vibes.
Because she was saying like, her and my granddad, like, they had the joint account for certain things, but they agreed because like she was like, oh, I'm chatty, so I'll pay the phone bill. Like they, and I was like, I respect that so much because she's like, why should you pay the phone bill if I'm the one running up the bill? So and that's how we see it. It's like, my husband wanted Amazon Prime, I wanted Netflix. Cool, we can have both. Like, do you know what I mean? Like separate it rather than having like one account and everything's coming out. We treat that one account as like a savings pot. And like, that's for us. So if we want to do a bougie dinner, we can use the joint account. But then usually we do 50-50 everything. So it's like, even the other day we went out for dinner, got the total, and it's like, I'll send you the money later. Like we do 50-50 all the time. So it just makes life easier. And it's not, even if one of us forgets or like one of us does a big food shop, it's not the end of the world because it's for us. I bought the food for us. So it's like, you don't owe me nothing. Like, we need food. Like, so there's no tally. But I think if we do like, go out to dinner and we're being bougie and like someone bought loads of bottles, like, relax, bro. We're both paying for this. Relax. So we're very much like equal opportunities.
And I think it's whatever works as well. Whatever works like well for everybody as well. But that using the phone bill one and you paying that bill. If it was energy bills in my house, I'll be done. Especially as they up the energy. You know, I'm always cold, bro.
Are you serious?
Hold on,
always cold.
Unless it's Lagos heat, you don't.
I love the Lagos heat. You know, when there's the Lagos heat, I just feel it going into my skin. I love it. I'm getting energy from it.
Loves it. No.
What energy bills this winter were crazy.
Yeah, I don't pay the bill. Yeah, funnily enough, we've got a few things that I don't pay for. He doesn't pay for. I don't do the bills.
Okay.
I can't bother.
So how your finance and money experience? How did you learn over time? Like, what was your Because obviously you've been working for a long time,
Yeah.
making money and so forth. How have you learned to kind of manage your money and be where you're at today?
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I actually did a Prince's Trust course
Okay.
for self-assessment. That's how I first ever learned about
sick.
self-assessment.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm working with them now, you know.
Yeah, same contributor as well. Yeah.
Like, it's so good, the courses that they have available. Same with business. I learned how to do a business plan with the Prince's Trust.
That's sick.
So I kind of always knew, like, if I ever do something, I know what I need to do to like get it sorted. And yeah, a lot of research. It was like Bola Soul was like someone that taught me about like lifetime ISAs and stuff.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, like I genuinely look for like guidance and like other people for insight. So I'm very much like, oh, I don't know something. And like I said, I call my accountant.
Facts.
So I have no problem calling someone and be like, I'm like, this might be a dumb question, but yeah, what is like I'll ask stupid things. So, or not stupid things. It's good to ask questions. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I got a question to build on that, which will help a lot of the listeners, right?
Okay.
In what you do as a content creator and a freelancer and a host and a presenter, how do you charge to your value?
So
And does it depend on who you're sending the invoice to?
100% depends on the individual. So hosting, in all honesty, or like hosting TV, my agent's dealing with it.
Yeah.
And they'll ask me as well. Like, so for example, let's say there's something I really want to do, but there's only £500 in the budget.
Yeah.
And I'm like, go on then. Like, if I want to do it,
Yeah, of course.
do it.
Yeah.
And if it's a good look, I'll do it. But then it's like some crazy corporate gig and they've asked for $3,000, they've only got $1,000. I'm like, forget it. Because like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's boring.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, some things I'm like, I'll only do it if it's worth the fee you've requested. Because I see it as my agents know best.
Yeah.
So like, they said they wanted $3,000. I'm like, cool. Agent said $3,000. And they're like, no, but we really want her. And I'm like, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Like, and not because, it's because I've done really uncomfortable jobs in the past.
Yeah.
I've learnt my lesson.
Yeah.
Don't just do it because it's a booking. Like, you need to want to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's exhausting. Like, there was a job, I won't say the company, but there was a company I worked for, and I started to feel like their values weren't great. But they were offering, it was like to do something in like abroad, like in Europe, and they were offering like $5,000, and it was like for the weekend, and I was like, $5,000 would be great, but I feel uncomfortable working and representing this brand.
So you got to tell them 15.
I'm
joking.
I like bricks, you know. I said, that's a deposit. I said, I'm buying a house. I buy a house.
Now there is that, but also I was like, no, because I don't feel comfortable doing it, and I'm not gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
No, facts.
it's great money, but how am I gonna feel when I get there? And there have been other jobs where I'll never forget this. I got booked to do some like international conference for tech in Barcelona, and all the keynote speakers did not speak English, and I had to intro and outro all of them. It was the longest day of my life.
They were saying, "Ke?" Okay, with an upside down question mark. The normal question mark and the upside down one next to it.
You know what you like? There's not Google Translate.
I think it was even for 2 days, and I was like, I am not enjoying myself. And like, I'm literally sitting in a conference room. Each keynote was an hour. And it was like literally from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. And all I'm doing is intro and outro in all of these international keynote speakers. And I don't know what they're saying. And I'm literally like, God. And I need to stay awake because you need to look like you care.
Yeah.
It's mad.
It was the most painful thing I've ever done. And I literally said, never again.
Yeah.
Am I putting myself in that position where I literally feel like, you know, you're so tired.
Honestly.
I know that one.
The killer for you, yeah, is that you done 2 days. So after that long day, you go back to the hotel room.
We still got tomorrow. We still
You
got
reflect.
tomorrow. Like,
And you think, I got to do this again.
It was that I called my agent like, never ever let me do this again. And she was like, it can't be that bad. And I was like, I don't know what they're saying.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not even like you can be interested.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm sure they were saying great stuff, but and like for some reason the translator thing wasn't working for me because they had like these little in-ear things you could listen to. I was like, I don't even care at this point. So for that, I'm like, sometimes there's not even an amount
Yeah.
that will remove physical. I don't know what is that boredom.
Bruv,
Yeah.
I remember something similar. Like you know, like you want to be on TV, then you get one of these TV channels brings you for some morning debate show. And like man's finance, this thing's like I think they talk about benefits. It's not really my thing. Like, but man saying, "Nah, I want to be on TV." Bruv, I've gone on this. I've said to myself, "You're an idiot. You're on national television.
Yeah.
Man, I ask you questions. You've got the same 4 answers."
You have to just rephrase it.
You just have to rephrase these 4 answers of the 4 things you read before you've come on, because this is not your space. And that was when I realized that there are opportunities, but you don't have to take it like just because you'll mess up your whole brand trying to just say, "Oh, I was on TV today." Bruv, that might be the last time. Like, do you know what I mean? And I just remember thinking, what were you thinking? Like, I kept looking, and these men are looking at me, and the answers were so short. Like, you know, the question was longer than the answer.
Wow.
And I'm on national. They're looking at me. I'm looking at them like, bro.
That's what happened for you.
Man said my thing. That's.
You gotta leave it.
I'm just trying to keep. And you know, you start saying no.
That's all flicking the pages.
I want to keep it. I want to keep it easy for the listeners, for the people at home. I don't want to confuse them, bro. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Saying, yo, and there are charities that you can talk to, bruv. You're here, bruv.
Yeah.
Go and do your research.
Do your job. I couldn't do my job, bro. I couldn't do my job. I remember meeting one of my brothers after, like, one of my, like, you know, like you got elders in the industry, and he's like, "I saw you." I was like, "I messed up." He's like, "Next time, prepare yourself." Like, don't have to. I was like, bro, you know what? Because you know what I was doing? I was just on every channel.
Yeah.
You know, like, you just get booking after, like, all of a sudden, like, you're just taking, you're like, "No, I gotta be busy." That was the one I should have said no.
You didn't read it
I
from
should have said, "Listen, I was just on TV yesterday. I don't need to be on TV today."
And that's
like, I don't need to be on there today.
so funny. I had that discussion recently. Like, sometimes what we said about TV is shop window.
Yeah.
If you've done news about one topic twice, you don't necessarily need to do the third thing because it's not for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for the exposure.
It's not for the exposure.
So it's kind of like you might as well rest your body. But what you said about deciding, I think this is very good for listeners as well. Deciding about the people that they're only paying 500, but you want to work with them. And sometimes it's important to understand that they may be paying you 500, but it might be 5K's worth of exposure.
100%
worth of exposure with the right brand.
You're building towards something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like if you do a great job and you love working with them again, then you can now say, okay, now we saw how we all work.
You like that, yeah?
Yeah, next time, let's up the levels.
Yeah.
And even the joke is, sometimes it's been a reverse. Sometimes they paid me mad money before, and they're like, I can't lie, we ain't got a budget this time. I'm like, you know what?
I've done that as well.
Yeah.
I've
I
done
still got the other one.
Yeah.
I
got it.
I haven't spent that thing yet. Don't worry, we're good.
We'll top it up.
Come on.
And then hopefully you get to a better place.
Exactly.
And we go
I'm
again.
here. Just remember me. And you know what? Sometimes it's even good because they will even introduce you to other people. Like,
Yeah.
like I've had that. So like I remember one of my biggest clients now. I think the first thing I did for them was like £150.
There you go.
And it was just like, we're like a little group, just like they're a black group in a big company.
Yeah.
And like, oh, we just want to do an event, and then can you come? Then I did the event. Then people from the company saw me. Then the checks was just
Right.
I mean, that lockdown, they've saved my family.
Yeah.
Like, they've kept the lights
Alone.
on. Just that lockdown when everybody left you.
Yeah.
Like that 150 that I took paid me for the whole year because they just bought jobs, and then because of them other companies. So you're right.
Yeah,
You're
it's
building
at the end
towards
of the
something.
day.
Yeah, it's there.
But I think as well, like what I've learned, kind of going back to your previous question about like how much should you be charging. I think it is really and truly like, be honest with yourself. Like, you know, how much do you need? How much time are you spending preparing for it?
Yes.
And like, again, what are they asking from you? Like, are
Yeah.
you just turning up to film?
Yeah.
Are you writing your own scripts?
Yes.
Are you? Because there's been times where I'm like, yo, I'm not doing that I'm like, for that amount of money, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too. Like, I spent a week prepping.
Yeah.
And you want to pay me your day rate?
Think about it. Yeah.
That makes sense. So I would say like try and create your own day rate, whatever
Yeah.
that looks like, and then you can kind of like judge it by then.
Yeah.
So or if you're gonna, you know, put in travel, put in accommodation,
Yes.
put in all these other little things that, you know, you might be expensing yourself. So
Yeah.
these things, you're not going to lose money from it in
Yeah,
that sense. So,
absolutely.
you know, I started off charging, in all honesty, like my first ever hosting gig, this is like 2010, straight out of uni, like £50. Because I was like, it's in Shoreditch. I can get a bus. It's minor.
Facts, yeah.
No, £50. All right, cool. And then I used to do this thing where I used to like promote myself every year.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, okay, £100.
Yes.
Like, oh, remember those things you did? I did quite a few good interviews last year. Okay, £150. So like in my head, I was giving myself like little like bonuses
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you had a good year, £300.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Facts.
So sometimes you can like put it in that thing of like, how do you feel about your kind of progress and what does progress look like to you financially as well? Because some people are happy with £500 a gig.
Yeah.
That's fine. Or if you know it's a corporate gig and you
Yeah.
know that they've got a mad budget, also it's really good to ask, what is your budget?
Yeah.
Because they might turn around and be like, we got £5,000. You'd be like, oh, that's exactly what I was going to ask for. Like you never know. Or you can be honest and be like, actually, I usually just ask for 2. So that's fine. Sometimes honesty helps.
Yeah.
But like, you kind of have to give and take a lot
Yeah.
of the time of like
Yeah.
what your fee should or can be. It's
Yeah.
up to you. So, yeah.
And I think it's important, like with agents, like it's important to have an agent in regards to them knowing the market,
Yes,
them being around.
absolutely.
But then I think also like me and Brits fan, we're unique in what we do in regards to being digital creators and doing it early. And so because of that, like for example in finance, like for a lot of people when it comes to this digital thing, they might like your average influencer to be like 200, 300k, whatever followers and so forth. But because we're in finance, it's quite niche.
Yeah.
So actually, we might not have as many followers as them, but what we can charge can be a lot more.
Yeah.
So our agents have even had to learn that, actually, I can't compare it to, like every 100k followers we charge X.
Yeah.
Because actually, in our industry, in that finance industry, because we're a voice and we're experts in this field, like, and what our audience are following us for that specific reason.
Yeah.
Our voice and what we recommend has so much more reach and so much more power. So therefore the price is so much more.
Yeah.
So sometimes also with agents, it's like they've got to learn as well on the go in regards to you knowing your worth. Because like he said, my agent will come back and say, I'm thinking this, what do you feel like? She knows sometimes I'll be like, no, I'm not doing it at that price.
Yeah.
So she don't want to go out and negotiate and agree a price, then come back and I'm not happy. So it's like, let's just gauge every now and again.
Yeah.
Where you at right now?
Where we at right now?
How you
Literally.
feeling? Like, do you know what I mean? Because even like now, the market is dry. It's
Yeah, it's
barren.
dry.
Like advertisers are not doing like it's different.
Yeah.
So I've had to humble myself.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
Like
Yeah.
I've had to humble myself. But it's all part of the game. Like
Yeah.
And again, sometimes it's like, you know, I actually really want to be a part of that. Like,
facts.
Yeah, definitely.
like, cool, yeah, let's whatever we can get out of them.
Yeah.
Great. Like, you know, and not in a selling yourself short.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they're offering like, I don't know, $1,500 and all you got to do is do an intro and outro
Think
at
about
like
it.
a premiere.
Come
like,
on.
I was going to the premiere anyway.
I wanted to go
there.
anyway. The
Yeah.
alignment
Going
is there, and if you're not selected for it, you're gonna be upset if it's someone else. Basically,
Yeah.
you know what I'm trying to say.
I
Like
was
you
going.
want the alignment is so close. You know what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
say?
yeah.
And that's why sometimes it's just good to do stuff that is close to your niche and consider that in your pricing. It's like what Eman said. I always give the example that the everyday generic influencer that doesn't have a niche, and kudos to them because they've done an amazing job, 300k followers, but in the same week they can do an ad for life insurance and then they could do an ad for cigarettes in the same week.
Well, yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Mad, isn't it?
Because they could literally shoot in any direction basically
Yeah.
because of the sheer volume. You can at that point you can start comparing it to what we always talk about, which is advertising on television.
Yeah.
It's like whoever's there to listen.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
And that's not great.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not targeted with whatsoever. And
and that's kind of what you're saying about the whole followers thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I've never considered myself an influencer or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like, but I know my people
Yeah.
and I know what they want. So it's like, I'm going to show them either fun content or like, you know, entertainment. I'm introducing you to a new talent or whatever. I know what my people like.
Yeah.
So, and especially because I'm known for that.
Yeah.
I'm known for music. I'm known for entertainment. I'm known for all those kind of things. Especially when it comes to pricing, my agents are like, let's not even play games. You've been doing this for 13 years. We're charging them this.
Yeah, straight.
And it's like, you know, you are now an expert in that field.
exactly.
It would be rude not to ask for a certain amount.
Exactly.
So, and like, regardless of followers, you don't have to have 100K followers.
No.
You know what you're talking about.
Plus, your face is known to millions, whether
Yeah.
they follow you or not.
Yeah,
You
that's
actually,
a good point.
your face
Yeah.
is known, and it's a face known and trusted, and you have huge $1 million companies that you've worked for, that you've represented. So it's more than just like we always say. Like when we go outside, we know that we the reach that we have. Forget the following.
weird,
Like
though.
it's mad.
Weird, yeah.
The fact that we rank things by following, but like you said, the amount of people, and I don't take it personally, but people are like, oh my gosh, I've loved what you've been doing for ages. Like, oh, let me follow you. I'm like,
Yeah, it's weird.
I get that
It's
all the
weird.
time.
I get that all
Every
the
day.
time. Yeah.
Every
Or
day.
get DMs. Yo, how could I blah 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 blah?
Don't follow
Paragraph.
Don't
Don't
follow
follow it. How did you find the content? How could you trust me?
Like, no, you have no shame. Like, you ain't even like, what's wrong? Like,
How can you even trust, man?
like sometimes I'm like, I feel like, what's happened? Like, are you really like? People will tell me their favorite video,
yeah.
and then we'll go on the thing like, you don't follow, man.
But it goes to show, not every consumer
Follows.
follows.
Yeah, follows.
Yeah, definitely don't.
And that's the thing that I think the industry doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Like, not everything has to be a subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you're asking for. Following
Yeah.
me is a subscription.
Yeah.
So the fact, I get it when someone says, yeah, I saw you on that thing that was sick. And I'm like, oh, where did you see it? And it's like, oh, I saw it on an ad. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. But like, we've been kind of brainwashed to believe that, like, you know, followers means that's the amount of people that
Bruv.
see you. And
Yeah,
it's not
it's
true.
really not.
Reach is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, like that we put so much, and that's why it's so important to go outside. Like, actually, no, because if you just live in your room and just look at your app, you might, in your mind, you might think you're not doing well. Do you know what I mean? But the reality is that when I go outside, I just walk on the street. When I go to events, people will stop, man, and let me know the impact that it's having. Even though a lot of them are not following, man.
Like I said,
But
the guys in jail were watching me.
Yeah. Right, listen, it means something.
in the WhatsApp
They
group,
tuned in.
people tell you, I'm watching the WhatsApp group. Like, people will put your video in there, I watch it. I love what you say. I love your did it. But that might not make them think, because people are very precious of who they follow.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's all you've got, right? That's your currency. That's that's what you can hold.
Yeah.
And also that's what you're letting in. Like, who you follow, for some people, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I know people like, man, don't normally follow, man, yeah.
Yeah.
But to you, bro, your thing,
Your thing.
like your thing.
Your thing. That's the line. But you see your thing. I just like respect.
Like, I'm like, nah, I love you, my bro.
Yeah.
It's the man them go crazy, you know.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
follow thing is so serious to them, like.
Very serious.
But like you said, yeah, I had times definitely early on in the process as well, because I guess for anyone starting that digital journey, it's like you don't even know what direction you're going.
Exactly.
And big up the people that do stop you and say, yo, I love what you're doing.
Yeah.
I can't get tired of hearing it,
No,
because
facts.
you don't know what day the person is having in it.
Yeah.
And sometimes when these brands ain't paying, when they're trying to get you for free, when they you know they should be charging bands.
Black History Month.
Black History. We're gonna get to that. But when they should be charging bands and they're going home from a meeting and they say they got no budget, they took you all the way to Central to tell you they got no budget, and you see someone on the way home and they're like, bro, you see your thing, it allowed me to do X, Y, Z.
So true.
And now my family is X, Y, Z. It's like, that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's good.
Also for the peace, but that's why I'm doing it.
I can't lie.
Yeah.
Like, my event last week has changed everything for me.
Yes.
Like, I literally feel a sense of gratitude knowing that people cared and people bought tickets or people shared it. Like, literally, like anybody that I saw share it, I messaged them personally. Thank you so much for sharing it. Because there was one point, it was peak. No one was buying tickets, you know.
Yeah.
I was shook.
Doing events is hard.
Oh
man.
my gosh, never again. But
It's
like,
hard.
I forgot. I don't usually do paid tickets. And so when I did this whole London Podcast Festival collab, they were like, yeah, tickets are out now. I say, wait, what? I have to promote. Like, I usually do like a box park thing or like, yeah, everyone come through, sign the guest list. Like, it's usually that. So I was stressed, like, I need to promote this. So everyone that came through that door, everyone that shared it, I was like, you know what? You lot, I am forever in debt. Because like, it's not even like I made loads of money from the event, because like I'm splitting it with the festival and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then in the end, we gave out a few comps as well.
Yeah.
But we filled the room.
Yeah, sick.
And that's the bit that I was like, I just need to fill the room. that will make me feel good. Like I don't even care about the money.
Yeah.
I just want to know that I'm doing something and people like it.
Yeah.
And the feedback, oh my gosh, the feedback was beautiful. Like knowing that people are like, nah, this is the best. Someone said this is the best event I've been to this year. I said, hey, it's September, you know.
September's a good time to hear that still.
Nah, yeah.
So some people are getting that feedback on January the 14th. So that competition's not really there, but thank you.
I'm like, rah, that's all right. I'll take that.
Yeah. Sick. You should definitely do one again though.
Do you know what's funny? My husband, literally the night we got back from the event, he sat me down and he was like, because he saw the stress.
Yeah.
He's like, there were days I cried, days I was like, I'm cancelling it. I'm not doing it. So at the end of the event, he was like, you know you got to do that again, right?
Yeah.
I was like, huh? You? The one that saw me crying? He was like, I know. But it was good.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. When your husband, I don't know how you feel about when your wife say something's good. That's confirmation.
Yeah.
It was good. I was like, rah, I swear. Yeah, man, you have to do it again. Like, get a good team, but do it again.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. We'll do it
Yeah,
again.
definitely.
No, it's sick. But sometimes it's mad because people be like, you bump into people like, when you do an event,
The
then you
event
do an
wasn't
event.
even finished. And someone said, when's the next one? I said, guys, everyone go home.
Like, sleep. Like,
Relax. Nah, it's a blessing. It's definitely a
it's
blessing.
big. It's big.
Yeah.
I was going to say the event thing. I think you was going to say as well. The event thing's mad. Like, people will be asking you, yeah, when's the event? Where's the event? You do the event, but
Are they there?
they're not there.
Are they there?
They're
The
not there.
person that has begged you to do event.
That's the person that even after they said it, you went home and started typing up the brief.
The next day of the event, you get that message, I couldn't attend, babysitting. When you knew you did that babysitting, was you telling me, when am I doing an event?
For real. That's why I don't listen to the people
You
on the
can't do
street.
nothing for people, you know.
Literally,
You
I'm
got to do
like,
it for yourself.
Who enjoyed it? Who was
Yeah.
there? You. We'll do it for you.
Yeah,
That's it.
facts.
No
You
one
gotta do
else.
it.
And like whether if that like for me it was even like even if I have 30 people in the room, I'm happy.
Yeah.
30 people's a class.
Definitely. Yeah.
I was like, like I was like I kept on telling myself like really and truly like because the capacity was 100 and we filled it, so I was so grateful.
Yeah.
But like you know, and the thing is, you're seeing all these podcasters doing O2 this, I said, me, 100 people is fine. Even 50 would have been fine for me.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I had a goal in my head of like, it's not, in all honesty, it's not even about the number of people. I wanted to fulfill the idea of having like a space for people to come together.
Yeah.
So as long as there's enough people, like kind of like church.
Yeah, where 2 or 3.
I gathered.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, you look good? We're
Yeah,
educated. Cool,
yeah.
it's good. We're
Honestly.
inspired. We had a good time. So that's always my goal now. I'm trying not to. I've always been like that though.
Yeah.
Like I don't watch numbers. I
Yeah.
don't watch views. All that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I'm like, did you enjoy the content?
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
what I care about. So yeah.
And then we said we'll touch on life, right? So you're married,
Yes.
just on you're coming to a year right now,
Yes.
innit?
It's a big financial decision, though.
What?
Yeah, married.
Oh, do you know what? I was acting like it was free money, you know. At the
Go on.
time, I was really like, whatever I want, I'm having it. Like I really did just do whatever I wanted, and I respect myself for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I could have been. I'm very tight with money. I could have been tight, but I was like, nah, man, getting married. I ain't trying to do this again.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let's enjoy.
Yeah.
And
Was it in the UK or abroad?
No, we went to Santorini.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Of course.
Come on, it's Remel London.
Nah.
She
Remel
keep
London.
reminding me, man. I don't know why I
Remel
keep
London.
forgetting.
No.
When it comes to a function, like a party, I have to go all out.
Of course.
Like I actually have to go out. Like that's the one. Like I said, experiences and memories. I
Yeah,
will pay
facts.
for.
I don't think you understand how much I rate you. Yeah, this is how crazy I am. I remember watching advert on television. I think it was mascara, one of these, and it was said Remel London, and I said, "Rah, she's got her own mascara, you know." Remel's boss, Kelly. Till I had to Google and find out it's a completely different
Yeah.
company.
That's not me.
But you know, like, I don't think you understand.
You thought it was
Like to us, you're Remel London, like you are the
Yeah,
you're it. So
No, I appreciate it. But at the same time, I'm so normal. Like, I am actually
crazy,
the
innit?
most normalest guy I know.
how do you stay normal?
Yeah, facts.
How?
Because I don't care about anything else. Like, I literally am not phased by, like, no lie, yeah? So, what's that place called? Bista Village? Bicep?
Yeah.
Bystar.
No,
Bystar
I
Village.
say no, she don't go there.
Yeah.
Bystar.
So, for my birthday this year, I was like, let's go to Bista Village. Let's buy new things. I left with £30 Crocs. No, £30 Uggs.
No way.
I saw nothing that I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, I literally saw nothing. And then when I saw the price tags, I was like, and the joke is, you know, I'm like, I've got money. I came here
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
ready to spend.
Yeah.
Oh, we know you got money.
Come on. No, you
No,
don't.
but it's not even, like, in my head, I was like, do whatever you want, buy whatever
Yeah.
you want. Nothing like that fascinates me. Like, I literally was like, ooh, £30 Uggs. My husband was like, you came here for Uggs.
You've done this online. You know that one?
Literally.
No, like, they were in the sale section. I was like, nah, these are nice, you know? And he was like, raw, we really came here for Uggs. But I was like, I tried on these like Versace shoes and I'm like, they're nice, but they didn't fit right. Nah, let's leave it. And he was like, no, actually, like, it was one of these things. Is like, I can't believe we came all the way here and we're not leaving with bags. And I was like, to be honest, I just came for a day out. Like, for me, I love experiences.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, let's go for a day out. Let's go to the beach, buy ice cream and chips.
Yeah.
Like, not let's go to wherever these people go. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's never fascinated me to like, you know, be flashy. I love dressing up.
Yeah.
Like, I love getting glam. Like, you know, I'll rather pay for hair and makeup and a nice dress for an evening out, not just to have.
Yeah.
Like even with this all that, you know, I love it for everyone. Like guap gala, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, you don't have money, boy. Because you lot are spending big things for one night out. I'm like, I don't see it. Like it's just not a part of who I am.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess it's because my family's not really like that. Like everyone, like some of my family, like my grandparents are great savers, but that's it. Like they save, they buy their house in Nigeria, they do whatever. Like it's never anything glitz and glam. That's why I'm still driving my Vauxhall Astra until the wheels fall off. Like, like I literally, it's getting to that point where I'm like, rah, maybe I should actually buy a new car for health and safety.
The wheel might just fall off.
You know what? Even sometimes I think with cars, sometimes it gets to the point where if you either sell it up now or it's zero value. You're paying someone to come and scrap it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, and also like you said, health and safety and so forth. And sometimes it's just like, this is the thing I probably spend most time in. Like, so for me, like with my car, like I've been wanting to upgrade my car for a couple of years. I'm finally going to do it soon. But it's one of the things where I'm like, I don't mind spending money on this because number one, I transport myself and my children in it. So I want something I feel safe and something that works. But also, if I'm spending time in this, let me be comfortable.
Yeah.
Because
so much
why am I uncomfortable in myself in order to save money or save a few pounds that I'm still going to have to buy something? Do you know what I mean? So let me get something that I feel proud to be in, I feel comfortable in, and I feel like my car, but when I first got it, like, it's like, let's get to daddy's car. Daddy's car's a spaceship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whereas mummy's car's that dead, you know, 7-seater. Like,
Wow, you left her with the 7-seater.
She taking the kids to school in the morning, innit?
She
She wanted 4, you know? Like
Yeah.
you wanted 4, that's your business. Like, but it's like, I'm in this. Let me enjoy it. Like for me, there are certain things that I spend money on. I'm like, I understand the sacrifices I'm making, and I just won't spend money on other things. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't like. Let me enjoy.
I think as I'm getting older, though, I'm starting to get into that. Because I'm like, actually, we need to treat ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like, and I know it sounds silly, but like, I've started building up my Pandora bracelet with achievements. So like,
that's nice.
That's what I now value.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, something good happened.
Yeah.
Pandora bracelet, so I can remember it. But again, it just goes back to things that I like, little things that are meaningful more than like glitzy.
Yeah.
So, but I do agree, like wanting to treat yourself in a big way because that's actually practical. Like a car makes so much. I really do want to get a new car. So the more I'm hearing you say, I'm like, nah, you deserve a new car. Like it's actually not great that I see the oil light sometimes.
I wish I had a story like you lot. Like I think it was a point like 2017. I think, what did I do? I just got a new job and I bought my second property. So I said I'm going to reward myself. I've been rewarding myself since 2017 till like 2022. I've just been taking bites out of everything. I finally cooled down. I'm back. I'm back. 5-year rewards. It didn't make sense. But just on that car thing that you said, I think my rationale was, and people will see it as well, when you decided you want to get a new car, the price of an okay new car, you might as well get what you want.
Yeah.
Because you're paying so much anyway.
Yeah.
You might as well get what you want.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where I was. I said, I just want to get something calm, something that the kids can fit in,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Just a 4x4. I was looking
Yeah.
at Nissan Qashqai and stuff like that. But those cars were just so expensive anyway. It's
Right.
like, I might as well just get something that man
Wants to drive
was
it.
going to
I've
be
noticed that,
most
yeah.
comfortable in. But one thing I do have to ask before we wrap up, because we're going to wrap up soon. You said you don't spend money on glitz and glam. However, you said that you went all out for your wedding. So, did you spend a lot of money on your wedding dress?
Oh no. Okay, I don't know what a lot of money on a wedding dress is.
Come on, relative. You see.
Relative, yes.
Go on.
So my wedding dress was, and it was in a sale, sample sale. I think it was 1,200.
Oh, you did lie. That was like.
Yeah, that's
Is
what
it?
I thought.
I don't know. Did you buy a wedding dress?
I was there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was like we went to a sale in Wimbledon. It was like £850.
That's
yeah.
good.
Okay, cool.
You did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's mine. But so like the retail price, what it would have been originally was like 2,500.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, half price.
Yeah, yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all I heard was half price, and like I was very happy with it, and it was a treat to myself.
Yeah.
That's my dress, like, and I bought that for myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was fine.
I actually can't remember Antoinette's wedding dress, and I don't want to quote the wrong price. You know, my safety.
Was you shocked when you heard it?
I don't know. But I was gonna say my safety is more important than your entertainment, right? I'm not quoting. Just so no, I'm not misquoting anything that Antoinette does.
The way you be on that couch.
When she
saying,
finally
"Why
listens,
did I
I don't
open
want this episode to go out, and I'm getting all nervous at home and that.
Fair.
I can't remember how much it was, innit? I don't.
Fair.
You know what it is? Wedding is such a mad time.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
just
crazy
bare
time.
mad prices as well.
It's just falling out.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't. I refuse to do a total of how much I spent.
Yeah. I don't want to come to terms with it. I just don't want to.
You know.
Let's not even talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
I've got a-
I've got a ballpark, but I haven't cemented it together, but I know roughly what it is.
Because I still got the spreadsheet.
Yeah, I got it. I could calculate exactly the same. I could calculate it. I could. But I don't want
chose
to.
Not to.
Yeah.
100%.
Eman, what'd you do for suit?
Suit. Yeah, man. What's the one that was Austin Reed or one of them types of
Yeah.
places, and all the man them hide it out. We all had drinks and made a thing of it.
Oh, you hide it from Austin Reed,
Yeah, I hide it, and then one of the man collected it on the day and went back there to make sure no one don't lose the deposit. So yeah.
Nah, calm.
Yeah, it was good. What about you?
I literally I was walking in Blue Water, bro. I saw a blazer in Reese. I bought the blazer and I made everything else from like ASOS trousers.
Oh, wow, you pieced it
yeah,
all
I just pieced
together.
it. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, no.
But it started with the jacket. But the jacket fit clean. It was literally
Yeah,
in the window. It fit clean. So once I got the blazer right, I just picked a different bow tie, got the shirt that I wanted. Then all the man them. Listen, you see with man them, you just need to focus on organization.
Yeah, who's
If you try to do freestyle or too much, you're gonna mess up the whole thing. So I just sent all them to Boss Bros. I said everyone be at the same Boss Bros on the same date. I got my brothers to coordinate it. Everyone got it. And whether you return it or not, deposits, that's on you basically.
Nah, my husband made sure he was onto them.
Yeah.
He got I remember we dropped them back because he was like, give them to us. We're taking it back. No one's losing no money. Like, yeah, he was on point making sure that because they were dragging their feet. Boys, you were dragging your feet. But, yeah, it was a big deal for them because they didn't want to do deposit.
Yeah.
Because they were like, what? Can't we just buy something?
Buy a suit, yeah.
And he was like, no, I need you all to look the same.
Same. That's the key
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
You're
Got
not
match.
understanding. They were like, can't we do ASOS? No, it's a wedding. It's not
Yeah.
a freaking rave.
Yeah.
Like everyone needs to be uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it took a while for it to get around.
Yeah, to clock, yeah.
Yeah. But when they all saw the suit,
Yeah. They're like,
Clean.
there we go.
Yeah.
but tell me, we're rapping. So, what's your biggest win and biggest loss in life?
In life/career.
Career,
To date.
with money, finance, whatever, anything.
So in all honesty, again, I don't mean this
Yeah,
no, this is a good thing actually. Joining Capital Extra
yeah,
was like the biggest achievement for me because it was like I grew up listening to Choice FM.
yeah,
Although it's not the same.
yeah.
It is the same.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's the same building, the same
Yeah.
room, the same everything.
Yeah.
And I did work experience at Choice FM. So to walk back in that studio
Sick.
as a presenter,
Wow.
that was crazy for me, especially because I used to do voiceovers for Choice FM. Like I said, work experience. Down the corridor, I did 2 years, like, you know, helping out on Capital Breakfast. So to come back, I left that, was doing all my things outside, hustling, grinding, and then to be asked back to be a presenter was the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
But then in all honesty, I would say like the biggest loss kind of comes back to that as well. Because like over the years, I realized working for corporate companies can be a very like conflicting thing because like I think in general over the years, like even like what I mentioned before, like a company, I won't even say their name anymore because there's been mad things that have come out and all that kind of stuff. But like when you associate yourself to something, you're now under that.
Yeah.
So doing corporate events, doing like, you know, collabs with companies, all that kind of stuff, like sometimes it can put you in really conflicting positions and like people, you know, as a black woman, like there's all these, oh my God, there's so many things that you don't realize that when you work, when you're freelance, you're representing another brand. So over the years, I've kind of like been more selective of like where I work, who I work for, or like, you know, knowing when to end a relationship and all that kind of stuff, because it is relationships. Knowing when to you know, cut ties or knowing when to get aggressive with a contract or get aggressive with fees or all that kind of stuff, or like drop people out completely because you didn't respect me enough. So like I've had to remove myself from jobs, from companies, organizations, because as I've got older and found my identity, I'm like, that doesn't represent me at all. So it has been like, literally sometimes leaving jobs is like having a breakup. Like when I left Link Up, that broke my heart. Like where even Capital Extra, I'm like, no one knows how conflicting it is to love your job but wanting to do something else. Do you know what I mean? Like I love radio, but I'm like, I don't see how I can stay here at this time. I could always go back in my head, and I don't know how true that is. I could always come back. But really and truly, right now, it doesn't feel like I should be in that
space,
radio job, or like I just don't, because the joke is everyone was like, nah, you're going somewhere else, right? Nah. I want to break from radio. Like literally, like I dreamed of being on radio for years. I did it. And I'm like, let's do something else. So now I'm focused on like TV, digital content, on like hosting big events, and so it is. You know, that's all I can say. The loss is like come to terms with like saying goodbye to like things that were goals. Things that were aspirations, but like this time and season's gone.
I guess for me, my last thing, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for being you, like, because you don't understand, like you being brave enough to be you has probably had loads of people feel like I can be in that space because there's a girl that looks like me, that sounds like me, short hair, like do you understand? You don't, I don't, whether you know or not, like you just represent like normal, like. Sometimes you look on social media, you look on TV, you look online, and you don't see the same girls you see in Peckham or on Lewisham. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like these are look so different. But like with you, is like I know that there people felt like, oh, I can become something because she sounds like me. Her voice is normal. Like she talks normal. She doesn't. You never talk like super posh or like feel like, oh, you had to go and get really educated. At the same time, you didn't sound super hood. Like you just sounded like a normal black. Like you know, like they try and make us look like we're either one or the other. We're either Kwasi Kwarteng or we're gigs. Like there's no in between. Like. You just normal. You just the normal. Like when you go to your cousin's house, this is the type of black.
Literally,
like, do you know what I mean? And so that just it means so much. And to see you succeed and shine, like you said, without having to be hypersexualized, without having to do a lot of the other stuff. Do you know what I mean? It means so much to me. And like having daughters, I guess, like I always think like, if they can be something like Remel London, they're going to do well in life because you represent us so well. So thank you. Because I know that what we see and what's happened in the background, there's so much stories that we'll never know. So many, so much conflict. Like we know, like so many opportunities that you might have had to turn down because you wanted to stay true to you. And I want to let you know it was worth it. Like,
facts.
Rate you and respect you so hard.
Facts.
I appreciate you guys, and honestly, like, it's been a journey, but I'm glad I can, like you said, just do me, man. I can't fake it. People will see on my face, bro. If I was faking it, you'd know. So thank you. That means a lot. Thank you.
Cool, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to the Bread and Butter podcast. We'll see you in the next one.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.